So, hello everyone. Uh, Good evening. First of all, I hope you all are doing well. So, begin with myself, Vikas. Vikas Shetty. I'm from Bangalore. I have experience in developing various AI solutions, solving different kind of projects in different domains, be it in healthcare or be it in agriculture or in finance, these sectors. So I have already also written a few research papers in the same sectors, uh, in finance, healthcare, and etc. So today's topic is generative AI. So let's start the world of generative AI. Can you please move to the next slide? Yeah, this is about me. One thing to begin, let's make this interactive. Whenever you feel like asking any questions, you can just ping in the chat, and also in the later half of the session, we'll be having a Q&A. So feel free to ask any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. So as you can see, I'm a data engineer currently at TCS, and I was leading a team. I was ex-team lead at a startup called Generative Technologies, which is in Manipal. The thing is, there I have solved many problems, led a software engineering team as well, but solved a major problem, which is using AI. So gained lots of experience from there. And I have done masters of computer applications from MIT Manipal. I'm a proud Maha alumni, I can say, and published and presented few research papers on, as I said, AI and ML domain. My major publications include one of which was detecting financial fraud, which is like, if you can see in our day-to-day transactions. Um, I can see questions. Yeah, I'll answer them in a few minutes. So I was telling about one of my project, which is like, if you see like day-to-day transactions, there will be many fraudulent activities, right? Fraud transactions, you'll be done fraud on something like that. So we developed a model where the model was identifying which transaction was fraudulent and helping banks to identify and cut them right then and there, helping like build trust among the customers. And one more was to image classification problem, which is basically in agriculture field. If you see potato plants, they suffer from a disease, so it is very difficult for a human eye to identify. So we developed a model where you have to just click the picture and upload it to our application, where it will predict which type of disease that plant is facing, and by looking into that, the farmers can make efficient decisions by that. And also in healthcare, if you know autism, we have developed a model which is also image classification model to predict which child has autism just by seeing their face. It which came across like 90% of accuracy as well. So next slide, please. Previous one. Yeah, thank you. So as I said, let's let's make this session fun. It's not like traditional textbook thing. A person is coming teaching. That's not it. Let's make this fun. You can see like I have tried different things. I am not a PPT person actually, but for this session, I wanted to stick to PPT and I wanted to make something out of PPT. So as our topic says generative AI, I created PPT using generative AI, not the entire PPT, the parts of PPT. So as you can see, the two lines I have created using generative AI. So for those who don't know what a generative AI can do, this is what it can do. Like you can see, you can read, it is human, like it can be a human generated text also. Like, get ready to embark on an AI adventure. This table of contents, no table as such, but still, will be a trusty map guiding you through the exciting landscape of Gen AI. Buckle up because things are about to get interesting. These lines are generated using generative AI. And I wanted to ask this question: how many of you are familiar with this field, the generative AI, or how many of you have used the tools which include Gen AI? So can you ping in the chat or something like that? I want to know how. my audience are. So if I can see the chat, if anybody can ping. Yeah, can you say, share which tools you have used before like that? There are different types of AI tools. The prominent one being ChatGPT, I would say, but I have not used ChatGPT here. I'll let you know which tool I have used and what else can you do from that tool. So also, if you can see the image I have generated in the PPT, image I have generated in this PPT, which says generative AI, is also generated using a tool, right? So yeah, people are saying GitHub Copilot and Gemini. So yeah, Gamma, Gemini being, yeah, it's good to know that you guys have some knowledge on the field. So yeah, let's do it. The image is also generated using generative AI here. To say exactly, I have used Gemini here to generate image as well as text. So Gemini is a application. It's not a model. It is an application from Google. So now we'll see what an application is, what a model is, and some terms involving in generative AI. May it be LLMs, may it be transformers. What are those? In the later part of the session. So to begin with, the table you can see the contents. What is AI? What is Gen AI? Characteristics, examples, how Gen AI works, application of Gen AI. This is how a formal or a good webinar go, right? Right. So, but we are not following this. We'll be doing something different. We'll be playing Uno reverse here. So please, next slide. Can you please move to the next slide? Previous one. Yeah. So we'll be starting from applications. We're directly jumping to the end and then coming back. So we are just flipping the things and just see. Let's understand how this works. All like as of now, all we are familiar with going by textbook standards, right? Let's go in a reverse order and then see what we can understand, right? I just wanted to try this and I know this will work in a good way. So applications, this is what you all know already, right? So where the Gen AI is used, right? So the applications of generative AI are boundless and constantly evolving. As you know, there are just few of the prominent applications currently shaping the landscape, and I have noted them. So one is content creation. The major is content creation, right? Generating articles, stories, poems, and scripts, and also designing images, logos, and artwork. As you can see, like in my previous slide, I have generated both text and image using a generative AI. So this is what you can do. There are different applications, not only text and image. You can generate music also these days. All these come up to in the field of content creation. So you can do numerous things. So if you ask main component, main examples of these things, I would say for content creation, ChatGPT or Gemini is a very good option. And for image creation, there's a tool called Midjourney AI. So if you go and explore midjourney.ai, it's still in development phase from last 2 3 years, but what they offer is amazing, is truly amazing. So for those contents, those type of image generation and all, so I would suggest Midjourney AI is a very good tool. And then it comes software development, like automating code generation and debugging, generating documentation and technical reports. The major talk of the town is AI is gonna replace all the jobs, right? AI is gonna replace all the developers, AI is gonna replace all the testers, AI is gonna replace all the designers. These talks are going on, right? So, but is it so? Is it true? This is the like golden question in today's world, right? So basically, coming from a software background, I know I use all these things, ChatGPT, be it ChatGPT or be it Gemini. I use them for my content creation or even my like software development purposes. But if you don't know how to use them, you can't use them. This is the major thing when it comes to using generative AI tools. If you don't know how to use them, even if you use them, you will not be able to get accurate results or prominent results in this field, right? So if someone asks or someone says AI can take your job in next few years, tell them it is not going to take your job. For sure, it is not going to take your job until and unless you don't know how to use AI. If in case you know how to use AI is never gonna take your job. I mean, write my words down. It is 100% sure until and unless you know how to use AI, it's not gonna take your job. So then customer services. You can see nowadays all the websites have somewhere chatbot written in them, right? What are these chatbots? So you can interact with them. You can like if you are going to a shopping website and if you are searching for any type of cloth you want to buy, they provide ample amount of suggestions, right? Those chatbots. So this is where customer services come into play, powering chatbots and virtual assistants for improved customer support, provisioning customer interactions, and providing 24 bar 7 services and assistance. So if you look into it, these chatbots have to be up and running for 24 bar 7. So what makes them like to do all these things, right? Have you ever wondered how to create a chatbot or how chatbot really works, how it really replies to you in a way that you want to be replied, right? So all these things we're going to see in the next slide. Please, next slide. Yeah. So how GenAI works, right? Let's take an example of a child. Suppose a child is born 1 or 2 years of age. Let's assume 1 or 2 years of age, and he or she wants to walk. Okay. So what will be the procedure of a child walking? So first step would be he'll be amazed, or he or she will be amazed by seeing people around it walking, jumping, dancing, right? He'll try to recollect all those memories in its brain and try even he wishes to walk, right? That is learning from data. He experiences or he's seeing the data, he's seeing his environment and observing the all the like good things about it. So that is learning from the data. And now once parents or siblings may help the child to walk, right? They'll hold its hand and they'll try to encourage it to walk. So same way, so after 5 or 6 attempts it may walk a bit and might be fall it might fall, but it will learn, if I walk like this I'll fall, I shouldn't do this. And last thing, if it starts to work, then it will start to learn. It wants to do a backflip. It wants to do high jump. All those things. This comes after learning to walk. Okay. Similarly, learning from data, which is generative AI models, are trained on massive data sets. Massive in the sense it may be in forms of petabytes, terabytes, all those things of datasets of text, images, or other forms of information. So why text and images? So if I'm doing only chat GPT into 2020, now we are in 24, 25. If I'm doing a chat GPT of 2020, that was trained only on text. Okay, but now we know chat GPT Gemini can also generate images. So if a chatbot or a GenAI model wants to generate image, it has to be trained on images. So that's why it can be trained on text, images, and all the other forms. Now we have Google's other models which provide audios, which make songs for you. And we also have a chatbot, or not a chatbot, a AI model making an entire documentary or entire film on its own. So all these needs images, videos, audios to be get trained on, right? So we need to provide all this information to the model to train it. Then it identifies the pattern. So once it has all the data with it, these models learn to identify patterns, relationships, and underlying structures with the data, within the data. So how the data is behaving. So suppose there is a model to classify. If you feed an image of cat or dog, it just tells this is cat, this is dog. So now, uh, suppose you have 1,000 images of cats and 1,000 images of dogs, and you fed all those 2,000 images into a model, and now that model is learning if uh, and if an animal is having this kind of body structure, it is a cat. And if an animal looks like this, it has big nose, big ears, it can be a dog. So like this, the model also learns from the data, like from the images, all those things. So it identifies the patterns. After identifying the pattern, it is generating new contents for us. So based now you can see, if you go and type on ChatGPT, generate me a paragraph on generative AI, it gives you the answer, right? But from where did it learn? For it to learn, they have fed it from petabytes of data priorly. So from that data, it is based on this learned understanding, the model can then generate new content that resembles the training data. So that's how a generative AI model works. There are like many things to it. I can't go in depth of each thing. I can't go in depth of transformers, LLMs, and all those things. What I can say is transformers and LLMs are basic building blocks of generative AI models. Suppose um, generative AI is a PC and LLM is its CPU. Without CPU, PC is nothing, right? So like that, if a generative AI model or the application is PC and LLM is its CPU, all the working, all the things is happening through that CPU only. And if that uh, LLM is a CPU, the transformer is its kernel. In CPU, all the things happen in kernel only, right? So that way, like transformer provides a building block for LLM, and LLM provides a building block for Gen AI applications, not Gen AI in general, Gen AI applications. Now, these are different. LLMs are different, Gen AI applications are different. What are those? We are seeing in these examples. So, talking about examples, so we are in 25. We have made a humongous jump. Like we have did a humongous jump in the field of generative AI, right? Now we can generate films, as I said. We can generate images, you can generate text. But few years back, where were we? Just look into, we're gonna look into it. So there's something called transformer. Okay. So what is it? Google Research publishes the groundbreaking Attention is All You Need paper. Attention is All You Need is a research paper. Even now, if you go and search in Google or anywhere, you will find that research paper. Go through it. It is like you might not understand it because it is full of mathematical terms and all those things. But once if you understand it, it is beautiful. The concept of generative AI they have provided is literally beautiful. I don't know how they got that idea and all those things, but I suggest you have to go through that Attention is All You Need paper that introduces the transformer architecture, a crucial foundation for modern LLMs. So as I said, transformer is a basic building block for LLMs. Okay. So and then LLM is a basic building blocks for generative AI. So understand this for now, then we'll see in the future if any other session is there, we'll see what exactly transformer is doing, what exactly LLM is doing, and what are different models present in LLMs, all those things, right? So here comes the good part, or the part you're familiar with, I guess. So which is GPT-1? You have, this is like heard, right? You have heard it somewhere, GPT term, right? So we'll see what is it. All of you know this, I guess, that ChatGPT is a tool. It's a very famous tool, belongs to a parent company called OpenAI. So ChatGPT is just a tool and it belongs to a company called OpenAI. Just keep this in mind. So now GPT-1, OpenAI releases generative pre-trained Transformer 1, demonstrating the power of pre-training on massive text datasets. Here, they were not able to generate that good, great contents, but they made some progress. By referring to Google's Attention All You Need paper, they have developed their own model and they named it GPT. So they kept on making research on it, and today we are at probably GPT 4.0, and in few months GPT-5 is coming out. So now, after 2018, in 2019, GPT-2, OpenAI unveils GPT-2, showcasing significant improvements in text generation, raising concerns about potential misuse. Okay, here potential misuse is a very crucial term in today's AI or Gen AI field. Okay, so if you ask me, what is the major disadvantage of AI? Is like, I'll not tell it is going to take our job, it is going to replace humans. No, AI's major disadvantage is data, the misuse of data. We don't have privacy. If you think we have privacy, like, they're all lying to us, I guess. So all our data is being used for training all these models in one way or other. So we have to really careful. We have to be really careful of what we browse, what we are using. Like, you will get allow all, right? Allow all rights in some of the websites. You need to read all those instructions. What are they trying to collect from you? So be very cautious. What are they trying to collect and all those things. From my side, the major disadvantage of AI is misusing, potential misusing of the data. So after GPT-3, next slide, please. In 2020, after 2019, 2020, GPT-3 came into existence. OpenAI releases GPT-3, a massively scaled up model of scaled up version of GPT-2 that demonstrates impressive abilities in various languages tasks. So now 3 came out. If you guys remember, GPT-3 came, Chat GPT came in mid 2022, mid in the sense later part of 2022. Before that, the model, the Chat GPT was supposed to be was built on GPT-3 only, but it had some drawbacks of its own. Then they released in 2022, OpenAI releases ChatGPT, which is a user-friendly interface to GPT 3.5. Now, GPT 3.5 is an LLM model, and ChatGPT is an application or generative AI application. So this is the difference. So understand what an LLM model is and what an application is. If you see, like, all these things like Gemini, Midjourney.ai, and even ChatGPT, all these are applications. They're not the exact models. The model working behind ChatGPT is GPT 3.5. So OpenAI releases ChatGPT, which is a user-friendly interface to GPT 3.5, gaining widespread attention for its conservational abilities. And 3.5, GPT 3.5, which is ChatGPT basically, was most used website after Instagram at some point of time in later 2022. Like in December, it got released, I still remember, and how I remember how crazy people were behind ChatGPT. It can do some such amazing tasks, especially college students. They knew their assignments, their all the codes they can write. So this is the potential, just just the phase of it that 2022 bought. And Midjourney, as I said, not strictly an LLM. The Midjourney is not strictly an LLM. As I said, it's a platform, but a prominent AI art generator. How it works is, you just go there. I'm not sure now if they have their platform or not. How it used to work is, they'll be having a Discord server. You will go to Discord server and just type what you need to generate. Suppose I need to generate Spider-Man flying in India. It will give various beautiful images of Spider-Man in Indian traditions flying in India. So that's powerful AI tool, which is Midjourney. And then in 2023, all the competition came into picture, and that's why we have this generative AI world today. After GPT 3.5 application came, which is ChatGPT, all the competition started among Google, Microsoft, Facebook, which is Meta, and all the startups came into picture, being Mistral, all those things. So in 2023, Google announced its own application called Bard. its AI-powered chatbot on February 6, 2023, and began opening access on March 21, 23. And fun fact is, today we use Gemini, right? It was Bard in 2023. Bard was renamed or rebranded as Gemini, and we are using Gemini today. And one of the prominent LLM models, I would say, is Llama. In 2023, released in early 2023, Llama 1 was Meta AI's initial foray into large language models with up to 70 billion parameters. So now what is this 70 billion parameters? Is this the data they have trained into, or is this their capability to generate the data? To be honest, it's a mixture of both. The more the billion of parameters, the more the data it needs to get trained and accurate the results it will generate. So if you see a 20 billion parameter model or a 30 billion parameter and 70 billion parameter, you should understand 70 billion parameter model will be generating more accurate results. That's a key takeaway. And is it easy to run that 70 billion parameter model? No. Can you run it on your personal PC? Maybe yes, if you have high power gaming kind of setup. If you have that, even that will take you minutes. Like it is not running in seconds. Like for example, I'll ask Llama application developed by Llama 70 billion parameter. Hi, how are you? It will take 2 minutes. Let's suppose it will take 2 minutes to reply me to that hi, how are you message. Just imagine now. ChatGPT is replying me in seconds. Gemini is replying me in seconds. But why it is taking, why 70 billion parameter of Llama is taking this much time? That is because of computational power. So keep this in mind that if you're willing to develop any models and run on your own system, it is not easy. Nowadays, you can run on cloud platforms, but it is very costly. Like it is not that costly, but still it is costly to generate accurate results at accurate cost also. So suppose this is a stat from last year. OpenAI is still not recovering their losses. They're still making losses. Even after huge success of ChatGPT, OpenAI still is going down only. They're not making any money. OpenAI is in loss because they need huge computational resources to maintain their GPT applications. If they don't maintain, they'll go anyways. But if they're slowly they're recovering, but still they're still in loss. That's how the computational cost of these generative AI models work. To to help in this field, the companies like Nvidia, Amazon, Microsoft, all these things are providing cloud platforms where you can run your AI applications in a limited cost, in a limited like tendency, I would say. You can't perform entire big operations, but if you want to develop your own platforms or something like this, there are platforms which are providing these computational resources. Moving on, in 23 later part, GPT-4 was also launched, which was paid version of 3.5. Actually 3.5 was free. It was just better than 3.5, but it was not available for free. It was paid approach. But the Llama was very important because it was open source. You can still download the entire 70 billion parameter of Llama and try to run on your own computer. It is completely free, but you can't download and run GPT-4 LLM model. You can just access their ChatGPT website or app and type the queries. You can't build your own application on top of GPT 3.5, right? But Llama is not like that. On top of Llama, you can build your own applications. That's the specialty of Llama by Meta AI. So GPT-4 was launched on March 2014 and made publicly available via paid chatbot product ChatGPT Plus, which is ChatGPT Plus. OpenAI's API and via the free chatbot Microsoft Copilot. Yeah, even Microsoft Copilot initially used ChatGPT Plus. The main thing is, even after like keeping it a premium, keeping it like a premium thing, OpenAI is not recovering. So you can just imagine the computational resource power or the cost they're needing currently, right? And coming to 24, later part of 23, I would say in 24 on Feb 8, 24, Bard and Duet AI were unified under the brand name of Gemini, with a mobile app launched on Android and integrated into G app on iOS. And today also, even today, Gemini is one of my favorite thing to go to. It generates, according to me, accurate results, accurate codes, then ChatGPT and accurate text results from GPT 3.5. I'm not talking GPT 4. GPT 4 is indeed a next level product. It's very good. If you can afford GPT 4, it is around 1,600 per month to paid version as of now. You can afford it. But if you want free version and you need a best product, Gemini is the go-to model. Gemini 2.0 is really amazing. You have to explore all those things. And now coming GPT 4.0. Now GPT is providing a taste of GPT 4 to its user, tempting them to buy GPT 4 in the minier version of GPT 4.0. GPT 4.0 is a multi-model generative AI model that can process and generate up to outputs across text, audio, and images in real time. So what are these multi-model? Multi-model means which can generate text, which can generate audio, and which can even generate photos as well. So these are the multi-model applications. Even Gemini does it, and other AI agents does it. Next slide, please. Yeah, I'm not going to go through in depth about this thing because now you know, right? After hearing all these things, now you know. That's why I wanted to come in a reverse order. Now you will be able to say the characteristics. Generative AI models are creative, which means it can generate on its own when the data is already fed. It is versatile. It is capable of generating text, images, audios, all other things. Learning and adoption. These models keep on learning. Even as we talk, 3.5, if you feed the data, if you're going to ChatGPT and typing anything, all the data will be recorded and it is used to train the GPT. So that's how it is continuously learning and continuously adapting. And then automation, you know, right? Like all the codes can be generated, all the text can be generated. Basically, all the human tasks can be automated, but you need to know how to use the tool to automate it. That's the thing. And personalization can be customized to generate coherent, tailored to specific contents, tailored to specific user preferences and requirements. So if personalization means if I want to build my own chatbot, we'll be able to build. That's what I'm showing you in just few minutes. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah. Now coming back, all after all these things, it is now very easy if I define generative AI. If I would have defined it in the beginning, some of you might have been confused what he is talking about. Now, if you see, generative AI is the type of AI that can create new content such as text, images, music, code, and even videos. Unlike traditional AI systems and primarily analyze existing data, generative AI learns patterns and structures from vast dataset to generate neural outputs. So this is pin to pin clear as of now, I guess, because we have seen all these things, how Gen AI works, all the applications we have seen, all the examples we have seen. So this is very easy to comprehend now. So moving forward, I wanted you guys to next slide, please. I wanted you guys to see when did AI come into play, right? Now people are talking AI will take your job. But just look at this. Just look at this. In 1991 only, the AI term was coined. The AI definition was there in textbook. You can search it. You can even search it today. In 1991 only, this definition was there. But why didn't it take why did it take long to build AI applications? One was, of course, the computational power. People back then, or the systems back then, didn't had the computational power we have today. One of the major thing is that, but still, even people might have thought, right? Like in 1991, this might take our job, but we are in 25, 24, 25. It didn't take our job. we're still working, or many of the people are still working. So if we say now that AI is going to take our job, it is not going to take your job unless you don't use it, is what I say. So I'm not going to read out all those things. I just wanted to say you that AI definition changes over the period of time. So in 91, it was just the study of how to make computers to do things that people can do. Okay. In 98, it became study of designing a system that exhibits intelligent behavior, right? And recently in 16, it became the study of agents. The words are changing. It was study of computers. Now, then it is study of designing the systems. And now they're saying about study of agents that receive percepts from the environment and perform actions, which is what we have today. And now, as I defined, what is the definition of generative AI? It trains on data, the study of AI models, which trains on data and performs some operations, right? So this is how the world is changing, and the world is changing also. We have to adapt it. That's it. Um, that's pretty much it. Next slide. Yeah, thank you. This was my slide. I'll share my screen 2 minutes. I'll just take 2 minutes. I just want to show how simple it is to build a chatbot basically. Just give me a minute. I think my screen is visible, right? Yeah. So this platform is Google Colab. If you guys don't know, it is a platform by Google to run Python code or run any task related to data science in particular. So, and this language is Python. Don't worry if you don't know the language Python. We'll study in future upcoming sessions. And you need not know coding. Imagine all this can be generated using ChatGPT or Gemini. Just tell, make a chatbot for me. It will generate and give. You just need to tell it how to efficiently generate a model, right? So, yeah, it is connected now. I'll explain in 2 3 minutes. That's it. So this is a open source model, open source platform from Google itself, generative AI. So I'm importing that to my notebook. Yeah, execution is done. And this is the most important thing. This is it. All the things are happening in these two lines, guys. This is it. This is this is how simple building a chatbot is. Just imagine, I'm just getting, this is just to get my data. Okay. I have something here called keys. Okay. This key, I can't show you now. This key can be generated on platform.google.com. Okay. There is a Google developer platform. You can go there and choose any model you want to choose from Google. So I mean Gemini in particular. So I am using this API key here. That's it. I'm importing it. See, from this is my user data, which means this is my user data, and I'm getting Gemini API key, which is this variable. I'm calling this here in this notebook. This, by the way, this platform entirely is called notebook, and I'm just calling this variable Gemini API key to this notebook now, and assigning it to a variable API key. Right? That's it. I'm doing. Give me a minute. Yes. So now that API key is being configured. Okay. Now I am calling this GenAI and configuring my come GenAI and take my key, which is stored at Gemini API as your application key. Okay. Now this key is helping me to connect this notebook or this program to the Gemini API key. So what is API key? All those technical terms, you leave it. Just imagine you will be able to query Gemini from here. query is just you'll be able to input from here in this notebook, and it will go to Gemini. The Gemini will respond and the output will come here. So this is why you build a simple chatbot, right? And I am using Gemini 1.5 Flash as my model. If you guys have seen GPT-1, GPT-2, GPT 3.5, GPT 4.0, all these models, right? So likewise, there's a model called Gemini 1.5 Flash in Google. So I'm using that model here, and let's run this. Yes, it is getting API key, done. And I'm calling the model done. Now, here, I'm just generating the data. I'm getting a input from the user and response from the Gemini bot. You can change anything. I have named it Gemini for simplicity. I can say Vikas also. Nevertheless, say hello. Let's see. It's taking time. Yeah. Gemini responded, hello there. How can I help you? No, this is a chatbot responding to me. This is generating some context, right? Let's see. What is generative AI? What is Gen AI? I'm asking. Same thing. Like the chat GPT or the Gemini response, it is responding here. The text is not clean, we can clean it. Just for the simplicity, I have kept this. But the contents is similar. Generative or Generative refers to the category of AI that can create new content. Same definition as I had, right? In fact, I took the definition from here. Okay, so this is how simple to build a chatbot. It says if the user input is exit, just break the window, right? So if I type exit, it will stop the conversation. I have instructed, coded it to be like that. So it says done right here. So that's it from my side. That's how simple it is to build any chatbot. Thank you for the time, NTSA platform.